Welcome to Capital OTB's Daily Report for Wednesday, April 28th, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com. Always want to remind you, if you don't yet have a Capital OTB Bet account, visit the website, CapitalOTB.com, for all your sign-up information. Take advantage of the sign-up bonus and be ready to go for the Kentucky Derby this weekend. CapitalOTBBet.com, great way to wager. CapitalOTB.com, the spot for the sign-up. Again, this is the Daily Report for Wednesday, April 28th. I'm Seth Merrill. Thanks for joining us. We always start out with a trivia question. With the Derby and the Oaks coming up this week, we'll ask a question that combines a little something from each. Trainer Bob Baffert has won 3 of the last 10 Kentucky Derbies, so he's the winningest trainer in the Kentucky Derby over the last 10 runnings. Which trainer has the most Kentucky Oaks wins in the last 10 runnings? That's the trivia question. We'll answer it at the end of the show. The trainer with the most Kentucky Oaks wins in the last 10 runnings of that race. But now, let's get going for this Wednesday, April 28th edition of the Daily Report. And let's start out with trainer Bob Baffert, talking a little bit about his Derby runner this year, Medina Spirit.
Medina Spirit is a horse that is just never has failed me. He runs first or second. He's very competitive. Light on his feet, he's quick, stays out of trouble, and that's what you need for the Kentucky Derby. You want a horse that's going to be, quick out of the gate, get out of that stampede out of the gate, and going into the first turn, hopefully he'll be in a good spot.
And again, thanks to the Kentucky HBPA for doing great work over the past week and in this lead up to the Derby and the Oaks, talking to folks on the backstretch with contenders, and that includes Bob Baffert, who has Medina Spirit. They got a little more from Bob Baffert on his Derby runner. Also got an update on where Concert Tour may be headed next. So right now, a little more from a Tuesday morning interview on the backstretch of Churchill Downs with Bob Baffert.
When the 2-year-olds come in and they ship into your barn, there are always a lot of high ticket prices or well-bred horses. When this horse showed up in July and you got a call from Gary Young, he said, "Hey, I bought a $35,000 Pertonico." What was going through your mind?
Well, the story was the breeder was actually grew up with the owner, and he bred the horse. He owned Pertonico, and he said, "You know what? I've got a really good horse. You guys should check it out." And I said, "It's my friend." He worked, and he worked really well. And he had sold it to his Gallop boy for $1,000 as a yearling. And so I think he looks good. If he wanted to do his friend a favor to buy it, I gave him the okay, and Gary Young gave me the okay. It worked pretty well, fast, 3/8. And so he buys them, and so we just throw them in the lot there, and all of a sudden my assistant at Los Alamitos, he goes, "You know what, that horse, I think he's okay, So and we brought him, but I mean, it doesn't matter what they paid for. We won the Derby real quiet with $17,000. It's not, they don't know what they cost, but they all go through the same program, and he showed his stuff, and now he would have been the least likely one I thought I'd come here with, but unfortunately we had some other horses that got injured and just didn't make it. Weren't mature enough to get in here. We could have had 3 in it, but we don't really want to run a horse unless we have a chance, a good chance to win it, because you really don't want to put him through this.
He's run well every time he's come, but he's been beaten by some others in this race. He beat Hot Rod Charlie before. What does he have to do to take that next step forward?
I think he's got to move up a little bit. I think he's doing well. I think his race last time, it was okay. It wasn't one of his better races, but he did get outrun. I mean, the horse beat him. Very impressive. Rock Your World. And the time before he got beat by Life is Good, who was just a complete freak. He got beat 8 lengths by him. But he ran second to him one time. He ran a big race. He's got to run that race that he ran 3 races back, where he was actually gaining on Life is Good a little bit, and so and some of the top horses, things have to go wrong. It's one of those things where somebody's got to drop a pass. And so it's you need racing luck, and he has to break well. If he doesn't break well, then he has no chance at all. But I think he needs some good racing luck, and other horses. You never know what's going to happen. With 20 horses. All I know, he's doing really well. Is he the best horse in the race? You know, I've always won it with the best horse in the race. I've gotten beat with the best horse in the race, so anything can happen. We've seen that in Derby with 20 horses. So, but he's doing well enough to, I feel good about running him, and he should be competitive. He's got a heart of a lion. If he gets in a fight, if he goes head to head, he'll fight horses off. Sometimes it looks like he's hopelessly beat, and he comes back on. So that you like that, and I think the Mile and Quarter, he'll like that.
He's a little bit of a buzz horse yesterday. Concertor was out during the Derby Oaks window and really made a good appearance of himself. How's Concertor doing, and what do we see from him?
Yeah, he was a disappointment. That was really tough loss. He did not run well in the Arkansas Derby. I really thought he was going to be he was going to be at least second choice here in the Derby. Let us down. You know, he didn't let us down. But we learned a lot about the horse. I think he's still a little immature. If the Derby was in another week, I'd probably run him in the Derby. I think 3 weeks was not enough to get him razor sharp for this after that race. Very disappointing. I think he's a better horse than that. Or maybe he's not. But we'll find out. He worked, he breathed, looked great yesterday. So we're pointing for the Preakness with him. And so...
Finally, when they go in the gate on Saturday, it'll be the same goosebumps?
I think it's going to be a little differently. I think I'll, it's like, I always go into these races, expect the worst, hope for the best attitude. Otherwise you'll go crazy because we lose more than we win. It'll be exciting. I'll be excited about it, but I won't feel the pressure that I felt with like a Justify or American Pharoah, that it's my race to lose, and so I'm more worried about them not winning. For this one, I'll enjoy it, let's see what he does, maybe he'll surprise us, or he's going to have to really surprise me, and there's some good horses in there, but we're just hoping for a good trip, and when they turn for home, I hope I have a reason to root for them. There's nothing worse as a trainer that when they, at the 3/8 pole, they start going backwards, and you're like, okay, let's go to the car, and so that's what you're hoping. You just want them to be competitive. And
while it's an old experience for you, it's a new experience for the owner. That's going to be his first time. Now talk about him having a horse in this race.
He's pumped, he's excited, and he never thought he would be here with a $35,000 horse that his friend talked him into buying, and so he's got a chance. I think he's, I always come in here with like top 5 horses. He could be maybe 6, 7, 8, horse in there. So, he'll be competitive. That's all I can ask. That's all I can say.
Bob Baffert and his thoughts and hopes for Medina Spirit coming up this Saturday in the Kentucky Derby. But before that, we have a Wednesday afternoon to look at. And Capital OTB TV, CapitalOTBBet.com, and more will be offering on Wednesday afternoon into the evening some Churchill Downs, Tampa, Indiana Grand. There'll be a little sulky side in the afternoon with Saratoga Harness a little bit later on. Turf Paradise, Yonkers, Penn National, Mountaineer, Charlestown, Northfield. A lot of great racing coming up on Saturday via Capital OTB. We invite you to hop in for all of it. Let me toss out a little play of the day just to maybe add a little interest to the afternoon. Oaklawn is also in the mix on Wednesday afternoon, and the 8th at Oaklawn was a little bit interesting to me. A state-bred allowance with the C condition. Big field of 11. So I'm going to go 4 deep with an exact in here because I have a 10-1 morning line price in the mix. I have the 8th at Oaklawn on Wednesday, 6, 7, 4, and 11. Bye-Bye J on top. Morning line favorite at 5-2, and then Hillary G, the morning line second choice at 3-1. They're on top for me. They both seem logical off the past few starts, which match up nicely with this group. But in the third spot, Hissy Missy. Nice win last time with a nice number right here at Oaklawn. If the horse can kind of back that up and put a couple nice efforts like that together, I think Hissy Missy could be a player. 10-1 on the morning line. Maybe this adds some value to the play. I would be tempted to maybe go 3 deep, but at 10-1, I think Princess Lily Bug is also a player in here. Hasn't been seen since September at Indiana Grand. But if this horse is ready to run, I think she's a player as well from the outside. The fitness is going to be the question mark, but I just was a little leery of leaving the 11 out, particularly if that one holds up at a 10-1 morning line. So we have a couple of prices under a couple of logicals. We'll hope one of those prices can get up in the mix again in the 8th at Oaklawn on Wednesday afternoon. We'll do a little exacta box 6, 7, 4, and 11 there and see if we can get one of those prices in the mix. Let me hit you with some of the promos coming up. First of all, on this Wednesday, April 28th, this evening, we will have our annual Capital OTB Kentucky Derby seminar. Typically, we're live from the Clubhouse Racebook in Albany, but last year and this year with the situation with social distancing and whatnot, just makes sense to pop it onto our social media platforms so you can watch live Capital OTB YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter. It'll be re-aired on OTB TV throughout the week as well. But the Kentucky Derby seminar tonight, Wednesday night at 7 p.m., I'll be on the panel, as will OTB's Mike Callahan, Brian Nadeau. Brian has been down as part of the notes team at Churchill Downs over the past week or so and in the lead up to the Derby. So he's going to have some great firsthand information from the backstretch as well. But all of that, the annual Kentucky Derby Capital OTB seminar tonight, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., via the Capital OTB social media platforms. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, it's Kentucky Oaks Day. There'll be a $150 Pick 5 bankroll online. Check the website for more information. The Bounty Bet returns. Also check the website for more information on how you can potentially pick off that bounty if you would like to. Those two promotions come up on Friday. But Derby Day itself offers up some promotions as well. Clubhouse Racebook on Saturday, Kentucky Derby Day. The first 100 women to walk through the door at the Clubhouse Racebook will each receive a Kentucky Derby Rose, the Run for the Roses, so how appropriate. Also, the first 100 patrons will receive a commemorative Kentucky Derby glass. That's all happening Saturday at the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue in Albany. It's Derby week, so a lot of fun, certainly a lot of conversation on that continuing over the next few days here on the podcast and on Capital OTB TV as well. All right, let's get to the trivia question, give the answer. The question, Bob Baffert has won 3 of the last 10 Kentucky Derbies. So Baffert is the winningest trainer over the last 10 Kentucky Derbies. Which trainer has won the most Kentucky Oaks in the last 10 runnings of that race? Well, the answer, in part. What do you mean in part? Well, I will give you a little more info on that after we listen to last year's running, which had the winningest trainer. So let's take a listen to the stretch run of the 2020 Kentucky Oaks.
3/16 to go. Gamine on the inside. Here comes Swiss Skydiver. She dares the devil, running a big one too. Gamine has lost the lead. She dares the devil is in front. Swiss Skydiver runs at her. Gamine is going to be third. She dares the devil. Swiss Skydiver. She dares the devil in a huge upset. Swiss Skydiver was second, Gamine was third, and Speech was fourth. The final time, a new stakes record, the fastest Oaks ever, 1:48.28 seconds.
It was She Dares the Devil winning the 2020 Kentucky Oaks over Swiss Skydiver. She Dares the Devil wins at 15-1 for trainer Brad Cox. She Dares the Devil, in fact, will be back on Friday, Kentucky Oaks Day this year. She's going to run in the La Troyenne. She last won Oaklawn's Azeri back in the middle of March, winning over Latruska, who went on to have that great stretch battle a couple of weeks ago in the Apple Blossom with Monomoy Girl. So She Dares the Devil, last year's Kentucky Oaks winner, back again on Friday, Kentucky Oaks Day as a 4-year-old. But she gave trainer Brad Cox 2 Kentucky Oaks wins in the last 10 runnings. That makes him tied for the winningest trainer. Kind of, I don't know, trick question, or maybe it just gives you a little more leeway to get the right answer. Brad Cox, 2 winners in the last 10 runnings. 2020, he won with She Dares the Devil. 2018, Brad Cox won the Kentucky Oaks with Monomoy Girl. But Bob Baffert also tied with 2 wins in the last 10 years. 2017, he won with Abel Tasman. 2011, he won with Plum Pretty. But Larry Jones, also with 2 wins in the last 10 years. 215, Lovely Maria, and 212, Believe You Can. So there were actually 3 winning answers there. 3 trainers won 2 runnings of the Kentucky Oaks over the last 10 years, tying for the most wins among trainers in those last 10 runnings. Brad Cox, Bob Baffert, and Larry Jones. So you had a few opportunities to come up with a winning answer there. I hope you did, and I hope you tune back in again tomorrow. This is the Daily Report, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com. I'm Seth Merrill. Every Monday through Friday, we show up on the Capital OTB social media platforms, usually about 10 o'clock on those weekday mornings. So check us out. Spread the word. Good luck on Wednesday afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow.